Let's delve into the intricate world of Social Security. At the age of 62, many find themselves at a crossroads, a point where the government sets a seemingly enticing trap that two-thirds of individuals unwittingly step into. But perhaps it's not so straightforward. Perhaps the real dilemma lies in the hesitation that follows. This uncertainty is the crux of the matter. Financial advisors each have their theories, while online discussions abound with varying opinions. The Social Security Administration once provided a calculator on their website to assist, only to retract it due to misapplication by users. Reflect on that moment. A government initiative designed to guide citizens through a pivotal financial decision, ultimately discarded because of widespread misunderstanding. Today, I will illuminate 7 valid reasons why applying for Social Security at 62 could be a sensible choice. This isn't merely about right or wrong. Rather, the calculations involved are far more nuanced than commonly portrayed. I aim to clarify how the decision-making process unfolds, why the prevalent advice to wait until 70 might lead some to financial losses, and how factors such as life expectancy, your partner's situation, your financial portfolio, and even market conditions play critical roles in this discussion. Imagine if I had access to this information before investing countless hours analyzing actuarial tables and Social Security strategies. Interestingly, there are as many as 700 strategies to consider. To assist you further, I've developed a complimentary early retirement calculator, as many available online are fundamentally flawed. They overlook vital variables that established firms utilize in their models. This tool mirrors that logic, helping identify potential gaps in your financial plan, with the only requirement being your email to deliver the results. Your financial data remains private. Now, let's introduce a central analogy that will guide our discussion throughout this video. Picture Social Security as a faucet. Within the walls, there's a pressurized pipe. The longer you wait, the more pressure builds. When you finally turn on the faucet, the water flows more vigorously. If you choose to wait until 70, you achieve peak pressure. However, remember, this faucet is yours. You've contributed to it throughout your career. If you delay too long in activating it, some of that water remains stagnant in the pipe, never reaching you, eventually evaporating without refunding the pressure you build up. The ongoing debate surrounding when to access Social Security essentially revolves around the question of when to turn on that faucet. The advice most financial planners offer, wait, be patient, often disregards the reality that some individuals have legitimate reasons to begin receiving benefits early. In fact, there are 7 distinct scenarios where this might be the case. To frame our analysis, let's create a profile of a fictional character, whom we'll call Professor Pat. Pat earned $90,000 in his final working year, which aligns with approximately half the current Social Security wage cap, a realistic figure for an upper-middle-class income. Pat faces 3 choices. He can file at 62 and receive approximately $2,238 monthly, wait until his full retirement age of 67 for about $3,198 per month, or delay until 70 to receive around $3,966. The conventional break-even analysis suggests you should determine which approach yields more total income by the end of your life, a straightforward calculation. The idea is simple: file early for lower payments over a longer duration, or file late for higher payments over a shorter period. The crossover point, where the 2 scenarios balance out, typically occurs in your early 80s. This is where things take a fascinating turn. The Social Security Administration operates on an average life expectancy of around 84 years for individuals reaching age 62, not the commonly referenced 79, which is the average at birth. If you've reached 62 without significant health issues, the actuarial tables indicate you likely have about 22 more years to live, hence the 84-year expectancy. If Pat files at 62 and lives to 84, he could collect approximately $615,000 in total benefits. Should he wait until 67, while the monthly amount increases, he ends up receiving less overall due to fewer months of payments. Filing early yields a financial advantage of about $72,000. However, you might wonder if it's as simple as just filing at 62 and moving on. Not quite. Alter the life expectancy assumption by just a few years. If you adjust it from 84 to 81, suddenly filing at full retirement age emerges as the more advantageous choice. Reduce it further to 78, and the financial outcomes of filing at 62 versus 67 nearly balance out. In fact, when life expectancy is lower, the optimal strategy shifts to filing at 65, landing right in that middle ground. The core of the challenge isn't merely choosing between early or late filing, it's grappling with the uncertainty of your lifespan. This unpredictability frames the entire conversation. Now, let's address a crucial aspect often overlooked in basic break-even analyses, the cost of living adjustment, or COLA. Conventional models often set COLA to zero, yet Social Security benefits are adjusted annually for inflation. Herein lies the compounding effect. A larger base benefit resulting from delays means your COLA adjustment could significantly enhance your total benefits over time. I'm Aria Vale, and this is The Wealth Shift. When considering the timing of your retirement benefits, the principle of compounding plays a pivotal role. Just as a 3% increase on a larger sum, like $3,966, yields a significantly different outcome than the same percentage applied to a smaller amount such as $2,238. The implications of your decisions can widen over time. This disparity becomes increasingly pronounced as the years progress. Incorporating realistic assumptions about cost of living adjustments into your plans can reveal that the financial advantage of delaying benefits until age 70 versus claiming them at 62 is not merely a matter of tens of thousands of dollars, but rather an impressive $246,000. This underscores the importance of strategic planning in your decision-making process. Now, let's explore 7 scenarios where opting to file at 62 can be a sound and logical choice. The first situation revolves around your health status. If you face genuine health challenges or have a family history of serious conditions, this can greatly influence your decision. It's a straightforward consideration, yet many hesitate to voice it. For instance, if your family has a history of early mortality, waiting for a larger benefit may not be practical if you're uncertain about how many years you'll be able to enjoy those benefits. Filing early ensures you access the funds you've contributed to over the years while you are still able to use them. Secondly, there's the desire to enjoy your retirement while you are still physically capable. This is not merely an emotional consideration, it is a rational one. Research indicates that spending patterns during retirement follow a predictable trajectory, peaking in the early years and tapering off as time goes on. The funds available at 63 won't yield the same enjoyment as they would at 79 due to diminishing capacities to engage in activities. Consider a story of an individual who spent decades deferring gratification, waiting for the right moment to retire with an impressive portfolio. Unfortunately, upon retiring at 72, he found himself inundated with medical appointments, and by the time he could enjoy his newfound freedom, many of his aspirations were no longer attainable. It's a poignant reminder that financial readiness doesn't equate to life readiness. The third reason involves spousal benefits. Filing early can enable your spouse to access spousal benefits if they do not qualify for their own. This often overlooked detail can significantly enhance your household income, particularly if there is a considerable income disparity between partners. Unlocking these benefits sooner can create a more favorable financial landscape for both parties. Next, consider a situation where your spouse has a serious health condition. If they're the higher earner, their expected lifespan may be shorter. By filing for your own benefits at 62, you can collect a smaller amount during their lifetime and then transition to their larger survivor benefit after their passing. This strategy allows you to maximize the benefits available to you while ensuring you're not left without support. The fifth scenario arises when market conditions are unfavorable. If you find yourself needing to draw from your investment portfolio during a downturn, the impact can be devastating. Selling assets at depressed prices can hinder your ability to recover when the market rebounds. By turning on your Social Security benefits early, you create a guaranteed income floor, mitigating the need to liquidate assets at a loss. This approach transforms your financial strategy from one of vulnerability to one of resilience. These considerations highlight the complexity of retirement planning and the necessity of tailoring your approach to your unique circumstances. If you find value in this discussion, consider subscribing to keep informed and engaged with content that empowers your financial journey. It's essential to stay proactive and informed as you navigate this pivotal phase of your life. Imagine activating your Social Security benefits and channeling that monthly income into discounted equities. This approach allows you to invest strategically when others are in a state of panic, all while being supported by guaranteed government income. It may seem unconventional, but in hindsight, this strategy appears remarkably sound. Now is not the time for emotional decision-making. By filing for Social Security and investing in index funds at a fraction of their value, you could set yourself up for a more favorable financial future. Let's consider the tax implications, particularly regarding provisional income and the so-called tax torpedo. At present, up to 85% of your Social Security benefits could be taxed if your income surpasses certain thresholds. However, here's the strategic insight. If you're currently in a low-income phase, perhaps you're between jobs or retired and haven't yet begun your required minimum distributions, your Social Security income may be taxed very lightly or not at all. After age 73, the requirement to take minimum distributions from traditional retirement accounts can elevate your taxable income. If your Social Security payments are already being received by then, you can benefit from years of lower taxable income before the flood of required distributions begins. In some cases, filing early can serve as a prudent tax management strategy. Furthermore, there are scenarios where immediate financial needs come into play. This is not a judgment, it reflects a reality many face. Life can be unpredictable. Unexpected medical expenses, business failures, or family obligations can necessitate a reliance on Social Security benefits. This program exists as a safety net, and utilizing it when needed is not a failure. It embodies the very purpose of the system. To illustrate, let's consider a hypothetical individual named Sandra. At 62, she has recently retired, is married to a 65-year-old husband with a higher Social Security benefit, but he also has serious health concerns. Sandra's benefit at 62 amounts to $2,100 per month, while her husband's full retirement benefit will be $3,600. If she chooses to wait until age 67, her benefit would rise to approximately $2,900. While this may seem advantageous, if her husband were to pass away at 69 and she hadn't filed yet, she would have missed out on collecting her own benefit for those 7 years, only to switch to his survivor benefit afterward. By opting to file at 62, she could collect around $176,000 in her own benefits before transitioning to survivor benefits. Without that early filing, she would have left that considerable amount unclaimed. Now, it's important to note that delaying benefits can also offer significant advantages. If you are in excellent health, possess a robust savings portfolio, and your spouse also has a high income, waiting until age 70 can yield dramatically better lifetime outcomes. The $246,000 difference I previously mentioned is a tangible reality. If your investments aren't generating returns above roughly 8% annually, an amount reflecting the equivalent return of delaying Social Security, then opting to wait becomes a guaranteed 8% return on deferred benefits, a compelling case for many. The crucial question isn't simply whether to file early or delay, it's about determining which of these scenarios are relevant to your current situation. This decision is deeply personal, influenced by numerous factors, and it's essential to recognize that a break-even analysis, once available on the Social Security website, was not intended to be a comprehensive solution. The financial planning industry may often lean towards encouraging you to delay benefits, as advisors typically earn fees based on the size of your portfolio. Drawing from Social Security early could mean spending less of your investments, extending their longevity, and, in turn, the advisor's fee base. As you navigate these decisions, consider 3 key takeaways. First, run a break-even analysis, but adjust your life expectancy assumptions by a few years to see how the outcomes shift. If slight changes flip your optimal strategy, it indicates a narrow margin for error, emphasizing the need for further information before committing. Second, if you're married, consider your Social Security benefits as part of a combined strategy, accounting for spousal and survivor benefits. Filing decisions impact both partners significantly. Lastly, if you find yourself in a market downturn, facing a low-income year, or dealing with health crises, those situations warrant a reevaluation of your filing timeline, rather than adhering to a plan made in calmer times. The Social Security Administration removed the break-even calculator because people were misusing it, treating initial data as conclusive. Avoid falling into that trap. This is Aria Vale, and this is The Wealth Shift.